You know, for a human with insomnia, you do a pretty good job at pretending to be asleep. Yes, I know you're pretending. I'm your sleep paralysis demon after all. I know these things. Look, I have never once and never tried to ruin your sleep. God, I know how hard your life is otherwise. You may not see me, but even during the day I'm keeping an eye on you. You know, grabbing information here and there like a good paralysis demon to figure out what to use against you. But every day for you just seems like something has to go wrong. And I just feel so bad for you, so I've left you be. I mean, come on. The one time you thought you might actually get some good sleep, just as you're about to fall asleep, you get the most horrific text from, I guess I better say ex-boyfriend at this point, telling you that he was breaking up with you. Who does that? You know? I'm a demon and I'm not that fucking harsh. Oh, excuse my language. Saying that, we're all adults here anyway. I mean, me and you are anyway. It's just so infuriating to know that I can't do my job because the world is out there making your life a living nightmare as it is. It kind of makes me feel like the best way for me to be against the world at this point, to be a good demon, is that I should comfort you into that sleep, do the complete opposite of my job. Actually, you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I don't care what the bosses think. You have been through so much, so many demons out in the world as it is. Why shouldn't I help you sleep? At least give you a little bit of time to recover. And if I'm the least scariest thing you come across in your day to day, which, I may add, seems to be the case, why not? So, if you wouldn't mind stop pretending to be asleep when I can see your eyelids flickering. Yes, I can see that. How about you shift over a little bit and let me get in there next to you? Yes, I'm getting in that damn bed with you, because I'm going to give you the best demonic cuddle you've ever had, and you are going to have the best night's sleep with what feels like a weighted blanket. You're not paralyzed. I have not done that to you. And you should know that, considering the fact you just answered me. Since when have you heard of people having a sleep paralysis demon where they've been able to do anything other than look? It's part of the charm. You can't speak, you can't move, all you can do is move your eyelids. And so you've spoken to me. And now you've done it twice. So stop being lazy. I know you're tired. That's why I'm going to help you sleep. Yes. And if you're very good, I can use the little bit of demonic magic I have, feeding off of, well, not even your nightmares, but your daymares at this point, and maybe bring some light, some goodness to it. Oh, yeah. A sleep paralysis demon's power comes from feeding off of the negative energy of one's nightmares. So, me as a paralysis demon, fairly weak, but I can't complain considering the thing I watch you go through on the daily. So, back to it. Please, shift over. Thank you. Now, I'm going to get in with you. I'm going to give you a cuddle. See if that works. I'm going to do some nice, little chatter in your ear. See if that helps. If it does, well, hey. If not, I might try with my limited knowledge to give you, I don't know, a back rub. Help. It doesn't really come under the bracket of sleep paralysis training to help one go to sleep. It doesn't tend to be part of the handbook on that one. It tends to be they're already asleep and we mess with it. So they don't teach us a huge amount. But anyway, here you go. Giving you a nice cuddle now. Now, I would say try to count sheep, but I am fully aware that you have tried that so many times. So, from the little bits of good dreams I've been able to piece together, how about I try and describe and make up a nice scene for you? How's that sound? So, a dream-like imagery. Yeah? So, waking up in a lovely warm log cabin in the woods, fire crackling in the corner. Isn't that a wonderful sound? If you pay very close attention, you might be able to hear it crackle away. There you go. Concentrate on that crackling sound. And just try and sink yourself into it. There you go. Isn't that nice? Now, with a little bit of warmth on your cheeks, from the heat radiating off that fire, as it warms your body, nice and soothing. Think about having a good time with a significant partner. Not necessarily having to try and picture their face. If you have one to picture, you do that. I haven't seen one so far in what I can piece together of your life. But you never know. I could be missing it. But imagine it. Or just use a blank face. What's anything you can think of that's comforting? I mean, it could be a humanoid dog for all I know. Could be your favourite pet walking and talking with you. But going through the most beautiful of forest scenes. Nice bright green canopies of trees and flowers over the top. Branches crossing to make what looks like a nice tunnel. Little bits of light peeking through the green leaves every now and again. The crackle of the sticks underfoot. Yeah, there you go. Snap, snap, snap. Crunch, crunch, crunch. As you walk down this pathway to a wonderful, wonderful waterfall, crystal clear waters, can almost taste the freshness of it. And as you do, you see a nice little collection of rocks in a circle, almost to make a fire pit looking thing. Now it is not lit, there is no fire going on in the middle, but you take note that people have been there before. There's no evidence of anyone being there recently, but at some point you can still see a little bit of evidence of crushed ground from where people have walked in the past. And then you notice just to the edge of the waterfall a little dip in the rocks. So let's go take a peek at that, shall we? So walking past this makeshift fire pit, you come across this little enclosure, shall we say, to the side of the waterfall. Going in, you go around the back of the waterfall, and it enters into this wonderful looking cave system. Now you don't want to go too deep because it's dark, and we haven't quite brought any light with us this time. But maybe that's something to bring with us in the future. At the entrance, you could use your phone torch to have a quick look, seeing all scratching in the walls, markings of people being there before. This person has been here before, that person has been here before. Confessions of love carved into the stone by two people. Wonderful sights, carvings of the many experiences people have had there before, and just the rushing of water behind you as you explore. Now, coming back out of that cave, you notice that you start to feel a little bit peckish, a little bit of hunger is setting in. But on your exit to the cave, you notice the companion you brought with you has been thinking ahead, has collected some sticks, some tinder, some wood that he's found, or she has found around the area, and has built up this lovely pile within that fire pit, and is already using what looks like a makeshift spear to try and catch some of the fresh fish swimming around in the lake. After a couple minutes or so, you might hear a little celebratory shout or cheer as they've caught one. Maybe a couple minutes later you hear another one, and there you go. The two of you settle down next to the fire pit that you've got running and roasting some fresh fish on the stick. An experience you may or may not have gone through before, but fun nonetheless. Now, during this, you might think, wish you'd brought some spices or condiments along the way, just to add a little extra flavour to the fish whilst it's cooking or afterwards. You never know, could throw some ketchup on there if you wanted to, or, I don't know, Tabasco if you wanted a bit of flair. I'm a demon after all, I don't exactly know what goes well with food, I don't eat. But, whatever you humans like to do around when you play with your food, I'm sure you can think up that bit. The important part is, you make a note that maybe next time you bring some things to flare up whatever food you have when you're there. Then, after making your food, eating it, and putting out the fire, you start to wander back down the path that you came up. It's only a short walk thanks to your cabin being placed not too far from this location, despite the fact you've never taken this route or found this place yet. But, say, 20-25 minutes later, you're back in your log cabin, fire going, crackling away. You've got a nice hot cup of tea or coffee, just taking little sips whilst you sit in your favourite chair by the fire. Maybe you've got a book, maybe you've got a game console. Regardless, you just feel absolutely relaxed, like nothing can go wrong. And you know what? Nothing can. It is the perfect scenario. No, I don't know, nasty people barging in, nothing like that. Just you, the companion you brought with you, and whatever activity you fancy doing. Could even add in the soft snoring of your companion, whether it be boyfriend, animal, girlfriend, just purring away behind you. Maybe they've already gone to bed. Maybe not. But you hear them just purring away, snoring. I mean, it could be a full-on growl, but either way, they are out like a light. And you just get this sense of safety and relaxation. And then you remember that if you go to bed now, you might be able to catch them in the morning with a Nerf gun, because you've just remembered that you packed a load before you came to the cabin. So, thinking of a little sneaky pre-prep, you rush to, quietly now, your suitcases. You pull out your Nerf guns. You pull out theirs. You hide theirs so they don't know where they've gone. You load all yours up ready, place them where you need them, and slink off to bed. Because if you go to sleep now, you realize you can wake up ahead, as I said earlier, even without that alarm. Sneak to get your Nerf guns ready, and when they start to awaken themselves, bombard them with all the pellets you've had. Now, isn't that a fun idea? Oh, wonderful. They're out. They've fallen asleep. You sleep well there now. The world can wait whilst you rest. I may be your sleep paralysis demon, but tonight I'll be your sleep angel, and I'll protect you from anything disturbing you. Anyone trying to come through that door will rue the day they came across me. You can trust me on that one. I'm no longer Hell's demon. I'm yours.